It is Monday, the worst day of the week, January 17th, 2011, and the Yankees and Red Sox will meet for the first time this year in just 8 days. The Dems and the Reps will be in the same building to listen to Barack Obama talk for the State of the Union address on the 25th. But apparently this year's seating arrangements may take a little twist. Democrat Charles Schumer of New York and Tom Coburn of Oklahoma will share a seat next to each other this year in light of the Arizona shootings. Normally the Dems and the Reps, they sit on opposite sides of the building, and they alternate their applause and their standing ovations, considering whatever point the current president has made during the address. It's good to see two guys bury the 200-year-old hatchet, because that shit's rusty anyways, and show some form of national unity. I personally think political parties are absolutely stupid. Each person should be evaluated on their own views and not just their affiliation to a certain group. But I understand it makes it a lot easier to have two defined candidates, instead of the huge mess that usually happens for the governor race in California. Which should be easy considering when you go in to vote, you already know so much about Arnold Schwarzenegger, Gary Coleman, and Paris Hilton. On a huge grand national stage, our leaders should be intermingling. I mean, you hate abortion? Alright. You're a fan of capital punishment? Okay. Just talk it over with some coffee, exchange some red and blue cookies, and you know what? You might learn something. The Beatles haven't been a prominent band in the media for God knows how long, but they're still ripping up the charts thanks to Apple and iTunes. It was originally thought to be a huge letdown when they were revealed as a surprise by Steve Jobs on their Apple website. But in the first week, they sold 2 million tracks and almost 500,000 albums on iTunes. I mean, I'm not a mega fan. I'm personally shocked in this day and age that a band that's been around for 40 years hasn't been drowned out by Napster, LimeWire, and BearShare, and people are actually going to buy their songs. I mean, the past 2 months, they sold over 5 million songs and over 1 million albums. And all the 13 albums are finally on iTunes. If I still hoarded digital music, I would definitely scoop some up. And this is coming from someone who was born 3 years after Ringo Starr's latest project that I'm aware of. And saving the worst for last, my football season has finally come to a close as the New York Jets beat the New England Patriots last night, 28-21. Nearly all of you saw it, so I'm not going to recap the game. But I will give credit where it's due. The Jets made the plays, and they got the better of the Pats last night. It wasn't officiating, no one cheated. Welker's dropped touchdown near the end of the game meant absolutely nothing, and Brady didn't blow it. And in case you didn't know, I'm a Manning fan. Brady threw for 300 yards. He completed nearly 65% of his passes, threw 2 touchdowns, but 1 pick, which led to absolutely nothing. And they still scored first on the next drive. It's 11 against 11. I'm not a Jets fan, but the team as a whole did come out on top. Earlier in the day, I read a Facebook post, which mostly stated as Brady is the #1 quarterback in the NFL, or the man. I mean, last night, it wasn't a holy shit game for him, but it definitely wasn't a game killer either. It was actually pretty decent. I mean, Super Bowl rings are a team gain. The Pats were stellar in the early to mid-2000s, and they got their 3 rings. But it's a game-to-game basis. He's gotten the job done before, and he will inevitably again. They don't need to be perfect, but their 11 just have to be better than the other team's 11 on every play. There's always the Celtics and the Bruins. That's it for today. Congratulations if you sat through the end of that video after hearing the words New York. And I will see you tomorrow.